So painting headlight inserts, obviously first you've got to take them off the car. On EKs, it's just 4 10 mils and then a couple of plugs at the back. But obviously this is going to vary slightly car to car. And this is the same process if you want to do like EK9 replicas, or if you need to split the headlights to fit like an LED unit. But what we're going to do is using a heat gun, we're going to heat up all around the edge where the putty is that seals the headlights to soften it up. And it's going to take a little while, and obviously you don't want to stay in one place for too long and melt the headline unit. So I'm just moving around quite quickly. As it starts to soften up, you can start to pull the little tabs around the edge up, which just keeps the face clipped on. Once those tabs are up and out of the way, that's when you can start getting a little plastic pry tool in there, or a flathead screwdriver, or a butter knife, or whatever it is you're going to use to start to lever it open. And you just want to do it gently. You don't want to split anything, and heat it up as you're doing it. So now you can see I've managed to heat it up enough to get the tool in there and start to pry it open a little bit. Just create a small gap and then apply some more heat, get another tool on it. Obviously I'm trying to stay in frame here, so it's making it a little bit more hard work. But once you get a little bit of a gap, you can then get your hands on the main body of the unit and the front cover and just start to pull it apart. It'll come apart so much, and then apply more heat, so much, again and again and again. Just applying heat the whole way around. You do not want to crack these. Then once you've got the headlights split, there's just a little Torx bit on these, T15. Just 2 or 3 little screws, whip them out, and then you've got to pull that inner unit out of it. Okay, you've got to do it quite gently, because again, you don't want to crack it. You might want to apply a little bit of heat if it's a very cold day, just to stop those brittle plastics cracking on you. And now you just want to sand it enough so it gets rid of the shininess. It doesn't need to go all the way back to black plastic that's beneath it. You just want to dull it all off, get in all the little corners, get rid of all the shine, so your primer or your paint has got something to bite into. I have done this before where I've not used etch primer or plastic primer, but I've got some here at the moment, so I'm going to use primer just to give a smoother surface and, you know, fill up some of those maybe deeper gouges from the sandpaper. Once you've fully sanded it back and there's no shiny bits left, I did a little bit more after this in some of the little corners, that's when you can give it a wipe down with a damp rag or some alcohol to get rid of any dust. I then applied a little bit of heat to it to fully dry it out, and then I went and whacked the primer on it. You want to do 2 or 3 light coats of the primer, not putting it on too thick because then it'll take forever to dry. Okay, now I'm using some metallic gold here. Okay, now I should have put on a much lighter coat initially, and on the second unit I did. Here I went a little bit too heavy and it was a little bit streaky. With metallic paint you need to do like light coats so it looks nice and even. I went way too thick in areas on this and it was a little bit runny, but the other unit come out a lot better because I took my own advice at that point. Here you can see this one's looking a lot smoother because I've come further back, gentle light coats, and just took my time with it. Now you can then apply clear coat on top if you've got some, but if not, it's not the end of the world. You can just leave it base coat because it's going to be in a sealed unit, so it's not going to be exposed to the elements. I did have some 2K clear, so I chucked some of that on just to make it shinier and a bit better protected. Like I say, it doesn't need it though. And then once you've let it go fully hard, it's just reassembling. So it's getting that unit back into the lens and then putting in the 3 Torx bits. And then you've got to gently heat up that putty again on both sides, on the main unit and the lens, making sure you don't go too close and you don't melt anything, and pressing it back together. So even once the lens was on, I then heated it up again and then really squeezed it down. And then that's it really. You could apply some silicone to it as well, or some new putty to really seal it up, totally up to you. And then it's just whacking it back on the car. Obviously the colour you go is totally up to you. I'm trying to do this kind of GT3 RS style Civic because I've got it painted Porsche Ruby Stone Red, and then some of them had either silver inserts to headlights or gold, so I've gone gold just to be a little bit different as well. And I had a previous Civic with gold headlights that I quite liked,